Hello everybody, this is Reviews and More, back with another quick tech item review or teaching item, depending on what your need for this is. This is the inswan brand ins-2 document camera. Now before we get too deep in the review, as always, it really helps out. You hit the like and subscribe button or share this review with somebody who may find good use for it. So this can be purchased on Amazon. The brand is inswan. It can be bought for about 90 bucks. This is their ins-2 model. It's their mid-level model, I think. They have newer ones and other ones, but this one is rated to actually record up to 4K as long as you have the software to do that with. Unfortunately, the software that I used was just the integrated Windows software, so you're going to see 1080p, but you're not going to see the 4K recording. However, it is in fact rated for 4K. So one thing that's very nice about this particular model is in the past, it's kind of hard to find inexpensive document cameras, especially for teachers. The classic one that we used for a long time as teachers was the Ladybug model that was hundreds of dollars, and now you can get them for under 100 bucks on Amazon. And this one's very nice. It's sleek, comes with a decent length USB cable. It's all USB powered, no separate power source required, just plugs right up to the computer, it's ready to go. It functionally operates as a webcam with a light on it, as well as the arm and everything else. So it's basically a webcam with the arm, has autofocus, which is very nice. If you need to push the button, you can push the button for the autofocus if it's not quite grabbing the area it needs to grab. This is perfect for presentations that involve things like either hard documents or actually the writing or processing through everything else. As you're working with this particular doc cam, you'll note that there is a little bit of glaring that happens. It actually comes with an anti-glare sheet for certain items. If you're trying to show something that's kind of reflective and it's not showing up in the camera very well, you can actually put a little sheet of anti-reflective paper that comes with it, and it takes care of that for the most part. The top has those four buttons. You obviously have the power button, you have the brightness button, and you have the autofocus button. This is how you basically set everything up to your liking. The brightness button does not actually change the brightness of the bulb. It changes how much light is taken in at the lens, so you can see the change happening on the monitor that you're using, whether you're using a screen or you're on Zoom or whatever. Maybe you're using some kind of recording software. You'll see it there, but you will not actually see the light change, which is kind of strange, but I feel like they probably just did that to make it to where they didn't have to put a dimmable LED bulb in there, which would have been a little more expensive. All right, now this is more or less for the teachers out there, because this is who uses these the most. Teachers tend to be the ones who are the primary audience or customer group here. If you want to use the doc cam in the dark, it works great, obviously, because there's a light on it, but you can also use it in full light. A lot of teachers now have straight up just big old TVs on their wall that they use for presentations and basically lining things up, where we used to use smart boards and screens and projectors that required a low light kind of area to work in. But you have options for both. You can make it low light and turn the light on, or you can be in a highlight area and have the light turned off and just not use it. The arm is fairly useful. The only thing I wish it pivoted. It goes obviously back and forth, but it doesn't really have like a side to side or a rotation ability, which is kind of annoying. But the actual camera on top itself does have the ability to kind of move around a little bit. Sometimes these document cams can be a little bit finicky with where their cords are lined up, but this one's just fine. Here's the actual bottom of it with the light on. It's not a super bright light, so if you're looking for something that's going to like put a spotlight on something, it's not going to do that, but it doesn't really need to, because this is a fairly low light efficient camera that's used in this thing. And now you're going to see me jump into the actual video that was taken using the Windows software. You can use the inswan software, but that requires a separate download, and not a lot of schools let you just download any software you want to in there. So I wanted to show this with integrated Windows software or integrated Mac software, whatever it automatically hooks up with the drivers, but as a camera. But I was worried that people who were watching this wouldn't have the ability to install the software, so I didn't want to like showcase what the software does when a lot of the customer base won't be able to really do much with it. Alright, so here's the actual webcam footage, or rather the doc cam footage here. You'll notice it's a little bit slower, a little choppy. That's kind of standard webcam stuff going on there. It's not the best in the world with regard to that, but keep in mind this is not designed really to show a full-blown, like, super fast unboxing video YouTuber style thing. This is meant to do basic recording and basic presentations for people that need to do that in their profession, whether they're giving presentations to a board meeting or if they're just trying to make sure kids learn math in a high school with an online learning option. You can also obviously use this in person, and people use this in place of what we would have used back in the day, which is overhead projectors. The best thing about this camera that I noticed was how well and how detailed it is close up. You'll see my fingerprints in just a moment. Like, my hand is literally maybe a centimeter away, and it's in perfect focus. So you can get really down close with these things, and that's a really big benefit. Secondary thing you can do with this, I don't have one, so I couldn't test it, but it has microscope adapters on it. So if you have a microscope, it comes with 2 little loop adapters, so you can actually attach the webcam directly to the eyepiece of a microscope and see what's going on in there and be able to show that. So great for science stuff that you want to do if you're a science teacher, so you have the option to make use of this and show an entire class what's going on using this particular document camera. This is just me messing around with some close-ups. Again, I'm not moving the camera, I'm literally just putting the actual items up close to the camera, and it grabs and focuses on it very, very well, even in this case, which is just a sheet of stamps from the post office, and it's very reflective, but it's still able to grab on and autofocus where it needs to, up close and from further away. Occasionally you might have to press the button to get it to work, but for the most part, I was finding that you were able to get very, very close-up details that autofocused in with only a few seconds of a wait, and that's fairly impressive for something that's typically not going to have the highest quality camera on it. But the fact that I'm able to see the little bumps and ridges in this little cutting mat here is actually pretty impressive for even just web cameras in general, but for a document camera being used in this context, it's even more impressive. So each of those little squares, to put this into context, is 1 centimeter, if that helps you kind of understand what level of detail this thing can capture, especially once the subject is still and not moving around the way I was. And here's just a sample of what a typical math teacher, or just a teacher in general, might be doing. A lot of times teachers use these dot cams the way we used to use overhead projectors back in the 90s and 2000s and before that time period, but where they want to be actually to demonstrate what they're doing, especially on the math side. So everything shows up very nicely. Overall, great product, and really happy I got it, and I will pass this on as a gift to a teacher friend of mine.